Most Bibles contain a single blank page between the Old and New Testaments, yet those 400 years of silence were actually filled with the roar of a cultural war that determined the very survival of the Messianic line. After the death of Alexander the Great, the Seleucid king Antiochus IV, who called himself Epiphanes, or God Manifest, attempted to unify his empire by forcibly erasing the Jewish faith. He didn't just want land, he wanted the souls of the people through a process of total assimilation into Greek culture. He banned the Sabbath, burned the Torah, and eventually committed the Abomination of Desolation by sacrificing a pig to Zeus on the holy altar and placing a pagan idol in the Holy of Holies. This triggered the Maccabean Revolt, a guerrilla war led by a family of priests known as the Hammers, who refused to bow to the Greek system and instead fought to reclaim and rededicate the temple. When they finally broke through and cleansed the sanctuary, they found only one small jar of sacred oil, enough for just one day. Yet, as they lit the menorah in faith, God provided a miracle, and that oil burned for 8 full days, giving birth to the celebration known as Hanukkah, or the Feast of Dedication. Centuries later, Jesus himself stood in the temple during this very feast, walking through Solomon's Colonnade in the dead of winter. He didn't just observe the history, he used the backdrop of Hanukkah to make his most shocking claim to deity. I and the Father are one. Furthermore, Jesus used the abomination of the past as a prophetic blueprint for the events preceding his second coming, warning that a final figure would once again demand total cultural and religious assimilation before the end of the age. This reveals that Hanukkah is not merely a Jewish tradition, but a Christian underpinning for the return of Christ, teaching us that in an age of rising darkness, our call is to be like the oil in the temple, supernaturally sustained by the Spirit, keeping our lamps trimmed and our hearts dedicated, because the true light who first appeared in a manger is returning to finally and fully occupy his temple forever.